Please give a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Everything's trying to boot on up. Activate the live chat windows. Why it seems so laggy on this transition screen? Oh well. We'll give me a moment to check my other computer. And looks like everything is good to go. So let's go and get started. Let's see. Let's do this one because that's I think that's Fuxi. I don't really cast China all too much anymore, so let's do it. Mix up the major gods a little bit. Greetings everyone. Oh, spawn top left side as the blue Zeus. We got Vega. Spawn bottom right side as the red Fuxi. We got Woobly. And let me fix that bug that likes to pop up because I think it tends to tailor to whoever submits the replay in. And when it comes to panning, it's also an issue Age of Empires 3. And so let's take a look at the major and minor gods. Of course, Zeus should be very well known. Infantry heroes are a favor generates faster, mid units cost one less population, infantry do with additional bonus for buildings, and hoplites move 2% faster. Definitely a bit more focused infantry, but he does have good possible cavalry focus with Hermes and Dionysus. Go for his unique upgrade is Olympian parentage, gives his hero additional hit points and health regen. And goes bolt if you really want something particularly dead, like that man. I wonder, maybe rushing forward and you can, it's only meant for military units, right? Any single military unit. This is probably not classified as a military unit. That'll probably be a little bit too effective. I can see a meta where someone just charges forward to bolt one of the villagers just to slow down the economy. Of course, Fuxi does have the Peach Blossom, generating food to collect up later on. And Fuxi is the focus on human soldiers and heroes, blessing Yin Yang. Yin Yang is your yin peasants and your villagers gather faster, or your human soldiers deal more damage. Favorite lands research is 300% faster, and the add-ons are costs 25% less. Gains access to Nazha, the unique hero, and the classical age gets additional legendary hero that gets stronger in each age. His unique upgrades, celestial weapons, give heroes, sages, Nazha, all the heroes additional divine damage and just divine damage. And he also gives another upgrade here for more hero pierce and hack armor, or less hack armor. More pierce armor makes him more bullet resistant and hack resistant. Of course, Zeus is focused on infantry, which tends to lean toward Athena, get restoration, Minotaur, infantry pierce armor, which is pretty useful because Chinese who like to go for fire archers and Zun Shnu, so probably very useful there. Terrestrial improves your hoplite's damage and range, which also supports Zeus's hoplite focus. But he can, like I said beforehand, go for cavalry focus with Hermes and Dionysus, with Darking horses for lifesteal and Spirited Charge for speed and damage. So there's a bit of a combination there. Fuxi's more focused on, what was it, technology, not eyeing and heroes primarily, so he's not tailored to any sort of infantry, so whatever minor gods he selects should probably focus more around heroes. Don't be a hero, people. I just want to say that. You go for Chi Yu or Zuan Nu. Chi Yu gives access to lightning weapons that cause stun chances, a teleporting dragon doggo. Yazi upgrade, halberdiers can increase range and attack speed. And you get a bit of pillage and better doggos. Training yard additions also themselves cost less, not their upgrades, but it does combo somewhat well for Fuxi. And rebate of human soldiers, get 1 replacement every 5 deaths. And of course a healing thing and a self thing. Neither of these 2 minor gods scream like an absolute mess call for Fuxi, so it's going to be up to his own preference. Chiyu offers a little bit more capability, I would say, but there's an argument for the other one. Let's go and fast forward. When it comes to relics, we got Feather of Zhang Wei, Small Trickle Wood, very nice to have. Tusk of the Iron Boar gives cavalry additional hit points, very useful. China does have, seem like it tends to rely on also later age cavalry. Heroes generate hit points over time, that'd probably be very useful for Fuxi. And Little Crow Circle weapon, the weapon upgrades to the armor yard 50% cheaper, which is very nice. And my apologies, I'm going to adjust my microphone one moment. I think it's the wind cover I have on it was slipping. I think I need at this point in time to get a new microphone and wind cover. It's gotten quite a bit of usage. Athena now being deployed in the field, and Jason, another Kafu. We do have Chi Yu being deployed in the field, which more supports halberdiers, but of course the other option didn't really support anything that's anti-infantry either. Lightning weapon's probably a bit more usable upgrade. Jason's going to be stabbing the Pioneer, saying, hey, you can't be upgraded to Flam Warfare, you're in the wrong game. Of course, Pioneers in this age has 0.5 damage, and the health regen itself from Olympian Parentage maybe just too much. Chiyu is now upgraded, but even then, Pioneers are more of a counter myth unit. They have a really low damage, a really high multiplier, and really slow attack speed. So they are definitely anti-myth unit. Jason, of course, has the same attack speed, 10 damage. It's like the Pioneers with a massive multiplier. But effective double damage, no range, and more than twice the health for the moment, nearly 3 times much, while even having twice the amount of armor. So in other words, very, very strong compared to Pioneers. Maybe these Pioneers should build some Flak 88s. Oh wait, still wrong game. Oh, bolts. The Zadok Doggo. Blue's gonna be obtaining some chicken archery range. Norm the Minotaurs here. There's a good... That's a lot of Pioneers. What was his unique upgrade again for Fuxi? It improves the... Does not improve Pioneers. Look at this. Look at that list. Does not affect Pioneers. Affect... no, it says Hero. Hero has its generic term there, so it does affect the Pioneer. But it sounds like Sage and the other heroes also get additional divine damage. Okay, so the Pioneers will get additional... Effectively additional 20% firepower in the form of divine damage. As well as more armor here, effectively another level blacksmith upgrade. Pioneers, they're 105 resources, so not necessarily cheap. Let's see. They are classed as ranged soldiers, so anti-rangers as Hippus will do bonus damage to them. So Hippus would be a good counter. Nezha, he is a hero, like more similar to Jason. Hippus engaging the Pioneers, very good. These Pioneers right now do have a bit of health regen, 0.3, so not too great. Does Hippus need to fall? Not like a... oh, Restorations actually is available. Maybe get some more Hippus and then start combat with a Divine Restoration. Does pick off the wounded Hippus there, very good. Focus down the other Hippus. There's +1 divine damage. In fact, increasing damage output by these guys by 20%, which is pretty good. Hippus right now doing 10 damage times with a 50% multiplier, also having normal attack speed. They're pretty well statted versus these Pioneers, and he's also going for Key Cavaliers, which does get boosted by Chi Yu, so that's a pretty good composition. He's complementing the Pioneer focus of Fuxi, goes to Chi Yu to get the counter cavalry unit, which is going to be the counter to these Pioneers. So very good composition there. I really do like that. Hercules does go down. So that's a pretty good combination. He had a plan. Better than my surface level plan. This area appears to be traversable based on I can see the edge of the map. So it's very well secureable. You can probably try to build walls going this way and be very well secure. More Hippus is needed. I guess at this point in time, Zeus wish he would have gone for Hermes and go for the cavalry focus. Oh, either way. Another Nezha being employed in the field. 150 gold, so not too terribly expensive. In comparison to Jason, which would be closest counterpart to him at the moment. He does cost 150 as well. Oh, he knows it doesn't cost gold. Oh yeah, I think in Gold Edition he only costs food. Like the initial heroes only cost food, right? So he actually may have gotten a bit of nerf from that aspect from Gold Edition, but overall, heroes got great buff from Gold Edition. Where is Nezha? That's another pioneer. There's Nezha. Yep, only has 2 divine damage. Just hearing me. Yep, it did double stack. You see, Hero and Nezha both applied +1, so he did get affected by 2 divine damage. Good to know. Hercules just needs more Hippus in the field. He's not building Hippus. Don't think economic play. Not sure where's most of his economy going. Looks like he's lacking gold primarily. These goats are here, are occupying the settlement. Toxidase is understandable. They will beat pioneers in 1v1 combat. They don't actually have too much health, and divine damage changes the math a little bit. Nezha goes down, explodes, like most kids do. I played enough RimWorld to know that most kids explode. We have 1 relic obtained here. It is a little crow circlet, the armory upgrade. With this amount of range units there, watchtowers should be particularly effective. Villagers getting hit there. Restoration summon. Rez is going back on off. So just regular Hippus. Going for early range armor would be a good idea, though he does have to deal with a bit of divine damage, which he cannot deflect. Another Nezha deployed in the field. More pioneers being summoned. Hercules causes some issues. Hercules does go down. I wonder if he has any of the Sky Lantern upgrades to make them crash do more damage. It's probably a little bit too early for that. Those villagers trying to worship the temple does get tagged a little bit there. Zeus has 52 favor at the moment, just needs 3 more for the bolt, which could be used to smite Nezha. Villager goes on down again. Blue's losing some villagers, taking some damage as in general. This is still a good number of pioneers, and that health regen relic's been very useful. Has he obtained any other relics? Nope. Just getting a little bit of health regen between combat is just very nice. We do now have Nuba queued on up. Nuba provides, that's her, drought. Makes it easier to destroy buildings. Maybe useful for arrows. Tao Tai, which devours human soldiers. Ranged soldiers reduces improves your ranged soldiers, allowing them to melt away enemy armor and attack faster. That's very nice to have. Here's the Pioneer focus. Myth unit upgrade, Tao Tai upgrade, and a fire ship upgrade. Zeus, he can either age up to either Apollo or Dionysus. Right now, I'm more leaning towards Dionysus. Get Thorkin horses to heal the Hippus upon attack. The alternative is Apollo, which does provide an excellent myth unit in the Manticore, but this is too many heroes, so myth units are simply not going to be an option. But Sunray could be nice to help deal with the Pioneers. Hypastus is not Hypastus. Peltas is definitely the unit he wants to pull in the field. The counter range unit with the archery counter range unit, the javelin thrower. We do have Dionysus selected on up, which also gives access to Dionysia, improving hit points by 5% for all units. That's going to be handy. He's going for medium range. He is not want to go for Hippus. He wants to go for the Peltas at this current rate. Another Hercules on the build queue. This little bit divine damage actually is going to be. It's been very nice to deal with the structure as well. That's effectively just guaranteed to do 1 extra damage per attack. Along with 90% range armor, these guys are effectively doing 2 damage per attack, which is better than 1 damage per attack. I think. Dionysus will also give access to bronze, which will not resist the divine damage, will resist the range damage. Of course, their automatic age up improves the stats of heroes, so they got a nice little bonus there. Jason goes from 270 to an even 300. We got a Hydra to hail. It will quickly get picked off there. Tao Tai here, which may be bolted. Peltas, large number of Peltas on the build queue. Smites the Tao Tai. We actually may see upgraded Sky Lantern stuff, so where it does like crash upon damage. I forget what it was. Excuse me a moment. Let's see. It was Skyfire, that's age 4, which adds 1 ground area spawn projectile action, explodes dealing damage. Let's see, which is only at age 4. There's no age 3 version of it, which might be possible. Oh, it's another Tao Tai. That's interesting. Ah, human soldiers get additional 10 damage, so that may have been already activated there. Got healthy number of Peltas. Doesn't really need a heavy Peltas mode. That is going to be a bit expensive, but would be nice. Ballistics would also be nice help the Peltas. The Hydra gets smited immediately. You have this Sage here, which is a... who specifically targets myth units itself, so it has smarter AI. You have bronze here. Tao Tai causes some issues. Peltas are now doing 5.5 damage, similar to the Pioneers. Same attack speed, but has a times 4 multiplier against them. Jason does go down. Nezha advancing. Yeah, that's a lot of units. It looks like it's up there 7.2. Sage gets knocked out. Yeah, I think Watchtower should have been researched a bit of time ago since Red's been keeping blue in space. Villagers migrating down south, maybe this town center, maybe to this granary to collect up all the gold there. Ballet now complete.
不，请下命令。是的。是的。
Pioneers migrating over to the right. Another Kufa being point of view. Has he researched?
什么？
Ballistics has been researched. Very good. And that incendiary effect has been well. Reduces enemy armor per hit, as well as increase their attack speed. There you can see their attack speed is a nice even 1.42. Another ballet going on up. He is going for Dionysia. More Pegasus flying about. More sages, more Kufas. He's not really eyeing villagers now, is he? He's eyeing for just Kafus, which he's actually having trouble fording them. Yeah, right now his villager queue is actually not producing the max optimal rate. But he's going straight for Kafus.
请下命令。
More silos being built. They're not the missile silos though, so they're clearly inferior to other RTS's silos, where you can build nuclear warheads. Do now have Hera queued on up, give access to Medusa. And of course, Zeus will have access to the Mire Drone, which are of course deal divine damage to pierce all the armor. No cancels Hera, goes for Hepatus. Give access to Colossus, not important. Olympian weapons. Biggest aspect of Hepatus is in fact the Plenty Vault. Provides a plenty amount of resources. More Peltas in the build queue. And we do have Hongdi. I always forget the Chinese gods. Let's see, Hongdi provides the Lightning Dragon, which also improves farming, but it's a great use of the divine mythical beast, water crops. I just assume the dragon has a bit of a thing of just, he wanted to be a farmer his entire life, but he was born as a dragon. Let's see. So it looks like Infantry upon death gives lifesteal and damage, which I'm assuming it's only melee infantry. Villager and human soldier get additional hit points, so more upgraded Dionysia, and reduce their received damage from melee weapons. Decrease the cost of military camps and their units by 20%. And got the thing that removes units from existence. I don't know what to call it. Sort of reminds me of, what's the Digimon? Paimon? Eventually, which eventually digivolves into Angemon? Or Angelmon? We do have a pile of upgrades here. Hepatus there. Villagers. Hippus, slices of villagers, but these are Dark Age Hippus. Hepatus almost completed. Zeus may want to eye up some more favor. I always think you should try to get out a second Plenty Vault as soon as possible. But I do understand. He's also skimped down blacksmith upgrades, so Olympian Forge would be very nice. Which will reduce the cost of all of his upgrades in half. Yep, armory text costs 75% less when he doesn't even have copper. And the other one will improve his Mire drones, which wouldn't be, they're pretty good generalist infantry. That's a lot of pioneers. I think I just heard a goat going down. Red actually has a number of goats here. Red has an army of 135 versus an 8,000 value versus 2,646. and has a pretty good civilian count. Blood Default has been summoned. Currently providing 3.5 resources per second in this current patch. Pioneers will spot the Colossus, so he knows which god he's gone for, plus the indication of this person aged up to with the power of this god. Iron upgrades, sky lanterns, get shot of the air. I cast Cup Heroes 1 every Thursday. I do cast other games. More Hippus, more Peltas being queued on up, pile of upgrades being researched. If everything costs 75% less with that one mythological improvement, everything's become far more affordable for him. Of course, but also Cup Heroes 1 is a game that's not growing in fan base. If I would drop any game, it would be Cup Heroes 1, because there's no future in that game. Do now have Hung D now on the build queue, halfway complete. And that Colossus got ripped apart. Got a good number of sages here. Some pioneers here being intercepted. Hippus moving down south. These guys still medium, so not feudal age. Classical age. I'm getting all the ages mixed up all the games. Pioneers, of course, have the past health regen still going. We also have White Horse Cavalry. Looks like they're just a medium version. Of course, got this here. Good against everything, but especially against machines. Got lightning weapons. Backing on off now. Those Hippus are getting knocked out. They're getting electrocuted. Lightning weapons does not last very long, like flaming weapons. And there's a dragon. Jason is still alive, and Hercules. So the dragon can be smited at the sky. Gets inside the town center. Gonna be holding down in there for now, since this guy does have a bit of AoE damage. Jason and Hercules, they keep on focusing down that dragon. Took a pretty big zap there. The heroes got distracted. He needs Odysseus. He needs more heroes. Maybe pop him on this side. Yep, he does pop him out on this side. Range doesn't really matter. Plus the hip right now, the pioneers, they're low enough health to go on down. Dragon's heading down south. He does have divine damage, not like the Quill Long, where it only does range damage. This guy does divine damage, so he can be useful against buildings. But its health is not very high, so it could be shot out of the air by the fortress. We do have a Jason here that will easily take out the dragon. Up here, that's a lot of flaming lanterns, which may crash onto the ground. I wanted the leap button to make it crash to the ground early for that. Pioneers backing off, one Hippus there. Notice the dragon does get shot out of the air by Jason. I wonder how much damage this will do. There's a lot of sky lanterns. So they're starting to get shot out of the sky. You can see the burning effect. One of the burning effect stacks. Guess we'll find out soon enough. Repositioning. That's how it caused some issues there. Engaging Hercules. There's the fire. Town Center is taking a bit of damage. They're destroying some farms. That's how it does go down there, just leaving a handful of heroes here. Pioneers push right forward. Odysseus gets knocked out. If you ever wondered, the armor stripping effect does not get effective structures. That'd probably be a bit overpowered if it could. We do have now some more White Horse Cavalry, more Pioneers, Villagers, Secret Titans. Boy, that's researching fast. That's because, oh yeah, it's an upgrade. And Fuxi's upgrade or Favored Lance is 30% faster research, so you can get out Titan pretty quickly. Heliopoli takes some damage. Balforon does get some jumps there. Engage the cavalry. Trying to retarget towards the sage. Jason's trying to take out that. Does bolt the thing. You know the thing. Pioneer's now engaging. Good number of peltas here. Another heavy. Right now he just needs more peltas. Fortune's providing some good fire support. So far up to unlimited 2,500 damage. Of course, will be going down. Villagers will be picked off next. Blue does not have too many villagers remaining. And Blue does back the game now. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Let's see. Let's do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on top side as the blue Poseidon, got Jack 90. Spawn on south side as the red Nuwa, we got Uwu _ Servo. Oh, we got immediate creation being summoned for some early clay peasants. Pioneer here. Let's see. Yep, got the clay peasants here. Which just looks like just provides 2 in this 8. I think it's like 2, 4, 6, and 8 when it comes to the clay peasants. Scout here, stabbing a pioneer. When it comes to major and minor gods, Nuwa is focused on peasants and Khafus and defense. Here's Auspice. Creator's Auspice allows your reduces peasant cost, improve building hit points as you earn favor. You get a heroic Kufa and improved Kufa capability. Additionally, on favor lands, automatically construct buildings, which is nice, but not super great. But still nice to have. Buildings generate favored lands 1 range further. It's a small effect, nothing too crazy. And additional cavalry hit points. So she is more focused on cavalry. And speaking about cavalry, right now Poseidon is also known for cavalry economy. Militia spawns spawn for raised structures. Cavalry caravans, which is born there, and myth units get additional speed per age. And your caravans additional move speed is one of the few things to make them better. Your caravans get more gold. Stable markets are cheaper. Market exchange rates are also better, and free hippocampus. This new upgrade does improve cavalry speed and give them line of sight and a little bit of health for gen. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit of health for gen is nice to have. You have a lure here, which does summon some chickens, as well as try to lure in some Pumbas. Pioneer is starting to go on down. Looks like red is drawing the ore into the town center. That one fell a little bit farther away. Not great. Although, luckily he could just put a silo here, which also be good help with the food collection, as well as get some wood collection. And silos, of course, the Chinese does act as a drop-off resource for all of them. House slowly going on up. Pumbaa has gone down. Temple going on up. And almost enough food to age on up. When it comes to relics, feather up by Fang. Human soldiers do more damage to those buildings. Very nice to have. Let's see here. Dragon Palace Crystal. Walls and towers get additional hit points. Nice to have. Nothing too crazy. And Scales of Echidna. Myth units are cheaper, just not in favor. But 50% cheaper myth units is quite nice. Black Lotus. Villagers gather from farms faster. Nice to have, but nothing great in the early game. You want to focus on more of the natural resources. Collecting a bit of gold there. House being automatically constructed? Huh, that's, let me switch over to a new wall there. There's the favorite lands. It wasn't properly showing because I didn't have the persons actually properly selected. That white border is from that house there. It's nice to have. Guess for housing, it's actually pretty nice. Immediately goes for the clay walls. What's it called? Earth wall there, which just summons a bunch of free gates around the town center.
准备好了，
how do you pronounce these names? Quinki? I still don't know how to pronounce any of these Mythology names. When it gets more foreign, I have trouble pronouncing them. Atlantia here, that's the name I can say. Could probably throw some spears to help engage Quinn along. Depends if Poseidon actually sees it. Looks like it's out of vision range for now. Looks like a centaur may spot it accidentally. Boar starting to be obtained.
Έτοιμος.
Relic has been picked up. Scales of Echidna, which makes the speed cheaper. And that was picked up by, looks like, by Red. So it has 2 relics. I wonder if the wall hit points affect the earth walls. Doesn't look like it, so this does not affect the unique walls. Just regular walls.
Έτοιμος.
Πρόσταγμα.
Let's see, we'll spot that something is being built. Atlantia respawning. Centaur also engaging. And the villager does go down there. One small little pick. A red. Looks like red's not eyeing for any additional town centers just yet. Going for more Kafus.
Λέγε.
Πρόσταγμα. Έτοιμος.
Πρόσεχε. Πρόσταγμα.
Scout moving around.
Λέγε.
Winged messenger now being researched, increasing speed and line of sight.
Πρόσταγμα.
Atlantia moving around. Centaur firing a bit of burst there. Can't do much for the pioneers. Kafu's booting this. Wait, that's a village center. What? That's interesting. Going for a village center. Why not just build a town center? Cost the amount, takes longer to build. Just town center straight up better. And just straight up better. Guess who really wants to lock down this gold deposit? That's interesting. I mean, this town center is pretty safe for Red to build one. Village center is definitely an interesting call. We do have now Gold Mall being researched, give access to Tao Wu. Let's see, I always forget the Chinese gods. Let's see. Gomong gives access to Tao Wu, which is that's a really heavy one that sprints, causing to get free trees on your housing, cavalry speed, and hack armor. So yep, more cavalry focus. Looks like New was eyeing for more cavalry. Poseidon, of course, can get some Prodromos to help counter out the cavalry, which may be needed.
Έτοιμοι.
Settlement now going on up.
Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσεχε λέγε.
Tumba is still being obtained here. Good number of boars still remaining. The 3 free chickens are still there. Not to mention the other chickens. Pegs move around. We'll get hit a little bit by the pioneers. Machine workshop. Trying to get some more structures going, maintaining the favored lands. And is researching Gormong here at the village center.
什么？
Let's see. Target friendly buildings, so it doesn't have to require town center. Maybe we're thinking of evolving town center or village center. And we do have Dionysus queuing on up, so that will give his cavalry possible lifesteal. So cavalry versus cavalry looks like it's going to be the game.
请下命令。
No Chi Yu to improve the halberdiers. So it's probably going to come down to Poseidon's Prodromos versus, let's see, it was the White Horse Cavalry has the range attack, while Tiger Cavalry also has anti-cavalry damage, if I remember correctly. I always get those two mixed up. We have now the copper upgrades up and going. Got triple town center for Poseidon as well. Relic still over here, Black Lotus, and this relic here is the Feathers of Bifang. Ballet has been established here. Got the cup upgrades. We got some Chuko news, so Hippus will be good against them. But Chuko news, they're generally pretty good backline DPS dealer.
下命令。
8 damage, slow attack speed, high volume of fire. So 11. They are 3 population, so pretty population efficient if I remember correctly. Health and armor wise, a little bit on the weaker side. 1 Hydra on the field to hail. Prodromos now queuing up. Spirited Charge now on the upgrade. And now got the Temple under siege. The Tawu offers 90 crush damage, pretty good versus structure to say the least. Prodromos here, Dark Age Prodromos. Temple will go on down. Got some villagers here, though a little bit idle on some of them. Militia spawned out, which of course are also inherently counter cavalry. More halberdiers in the build queue. Atlantia straight forward. Maybe trying to go for the Kon Ki. Kyong Ki, or how to pronounce it. Maybe the Tawu. Or maybe just try and just have the entire army follow her. We do have some Toxidays and Potas now on the build queue. We do have the medium infantry upgrade now on the way for red.
好的。
Oh, we got another creation. Looks like the clay peasants over here. 8 clay peasants for age 3, helping build the town center. Reduce it down to now 15 seconds. 2 Kafus, including the Kafu chieftain. Be built from no time flat. Over here, some of the White Horse cavalry are engaged. The range attack they have as an ability is a castable ability that's not auto-casted. So if you want to go for that ability, you have to manually do it, which is one reason why I rarely ever see it, or really at all. Takes a bit of micro for that. Scout's still alive somehow.
什么？
Some Cavaliers now on the build queue, or on the field. Palantia stabbing some of those Kafus. They're not classified as myth units, just giant villager. Like dwarves. So heroes do not do bonus damage to them. And do have a fortress here as a ballet here as well. Wu charge way forward, knocks back the formation of units. But Dromo's trying to push way forward. Good number of halberdiers here. Red cancel the fortress. Don't think it actually got destroyed there. Do now have the forest protection now activated. Cancel that structure once again. Dromos take some damage there. Toxidays firing wagons, good hits on the halberdiers. Double ballet here, so that'll provide a good amount of anti-infantry support. Militia are advancing. Now I just got medium toxidays here. Siege crossbow firing away against the fortress is still being constructed. Prodromos advancing and falling back there. Wonder if Thorking Horse has been researched. White cavalry is going to go on down there. Conquis is still alive for now. Got some Javeliers here, being pursued by Hypastus. Looks like the forest protection is providing some good health regen for the siege crossbow, keeping it nice and healthy. Fortress has been built, but under fire and is on fire. Pursuit will allow access to Artemis. Donkey goes down. Festus and Atlantia push way forward. Alright, good number of high passes here, but the Dark Age high passes at the moment. Medium hippos push way forward. And we've got the fortress. Oh, got ceasefire there. Needs a moment to breathe and get some reinforcements going. So has access to bronze. Not too much gold, not too much food at the moment. Gong Gong being queued on up, which gives us to the Quillong Water Dragon. Got Thorking horses and heavy cavalry being researched, as well as Hepatus. You have access to Plenty Vault. Go see some Herontaros, good splash damage. Siege crossbows hitting the fortress. Almost can't really go with his unique cavalry, the Herontaros, if the fortress is down. Militia, of course, got summoned and falling him back. Machine workshop going on up. Multiple machine workshops. Blue soldiers falling back there. Good number of militia here. Now I think more Prodromos would be useful for blue. Hippos wouldn't be half bad against all the Javeliers as well. Hippus going to the siege crossbows. Town center severely damaged, down 200 health. One more bolt, puts down 160, but will survive. Militia advancing, engaging Javeliers. More Hippus, more Prodromos being queued up, with Darky Horses to get health upon per attack. Trooper Noose being summoned. Pontyval has been summoned. Another force protection here. Nice bit of snare there. Colossus pushed forward. May the Colossus should be cast to hit the ballets. It does have a bit of crush damage. When I say bit, I mean 100. More halberdiers push forward. Nice snares there. Just a large number of halberdiers being floated in the field. Polyphemus, more Hippus, more Prodromos, and now some Hypasus trying to engage. Being built. Of course, they're just a Dark Age Hypasus. Pair of Quilong on the build queue. Go quite along in the air. We have now Li Jing being researched or being trained. Bit of water there. These Kolong are not good with structures. They only have range damage. They have no crush damage. So even a fortress can 1v1 it. I think a watchtower could possibly could 1v1 them. Hypasus straight forward. Got the big stun effect there. Polyphemus straight forward. Another got now the Great Flood. Washways Blues forces. Heavy or Iron Breastplate being researched by Blue. More Tuxes and Hypasus. We do have Hippolyus picking off some of these Quilong. And going for the Blues Townsend once again. Got repaired up a decent amount. It is a fortified Townsend at the moment as well. I still hate the concept of these axe carts. Like, it's just so stupid. Somehow they look more stupid than some of even the stupid looking myth units. Got Chuko News Fire Archers and Halberdiers on the build queue. Champion range being researched as well. Got a bit of ensnarement there. More Hippus in the build queue. Got a Peltas as well. Nice stun there. Quite along now point of field. Polyphemus could throw some rocks at it. More Hypasus, Prodromos, and Peltas. Some of the Herentaros would be very nice for blue at the moment. Does have a fortress on the field. More Kurlong, more siege crossbows being queued on up. Poseidon could go for more favor to get more plenty vaults. Poseidon has plenty of food and wood at the moment, or at least a usable amount. New World has, or not, food and gold. New World has plenty of similar amount of food, gold, and wood. Some food. Not a lot of favor though. We got the watchtower upgrade now going on up. Or an add-on tower. Got 3 heroes pushing forward, no Thesis. I really don't think this guy's ability to steal AoE stun should affect other heroes, at least the Greek heroes. Most time heroes should be immune to such effects. Water dragons do spew some water. Watchtowers firing. Not watchtowers, Heliopoli. Another stun effect there, but this time missed most of the frontline army. Ippus push way forward. Got a large number of the Javeliers being summoned, the counter range units. Heliopoli engaging the ballet. Oh, and I just realized something as well. Blue has some Hippus streaming onto his opponent's town center area, picking off some villagers, including his unique cavalry, the Herontaros. Did punch through some of the wall segments. Cavalry gets knocked back there. Heliopoli engaging the ballets. Oh, more earthen walls around this ballet. Heliopoli and his other various units could quickly break through this area, because once you start destroying some walls, it does do damage to all nearby other walls. In fact, yep, they're still being built right now. But if he starts taking out some of those wall segments, they will all collapse immediately. Plus, he has an opening here either way. Hippus being streamed on in, axe carts here. Kofu's advancing. Those are heading for this gold deposit here. More Heliopoli, more another Hippolyta almost queued on up. Blue does have this town center here. Blue's pushing forward, breaking through the medium halberdier, so there's still just H2 units. The range units are of course H4. It is classified as a range hero, which may result in taking bonus damage from the Peltas. More Peltas, more Toxis being queued up by Blue with some more Hippus. We have some watchers being salvaged. There's a big stun there. Hippus pushing down south. Bit of water there. Hippus, I think that damage not water. Festus needs to start engaging some of these Quilong, start shooting them out of the air. Hippus here in good enough numbers to break on through. This area has basic walls being reestablished there, though we do have some Petrobolos putting this area to siege. More force protection vines. Ballet taking a bit of damage there from the various siege weapons. The Quilong have all gone down as well. Going for some mechanical ox caravans for some gold. Donkey caravans over here. I thought this had also forest protection as well. What if this one died of forest protection, also got rid of this one? Nope, either way. More donkey caravans mainly queued on up. Poseidon right now has plenty of food and some golden wood to work with. Newell is actually low in all resources. Poseidon's getting relatively close to another plenty vault. And red actually backs out of the game. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I get started next replay, I do need the restroom. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I'm back. My apologies. And let me clear up this. Not that button. In short, the more people push for Company Heroes 1, the more less likely I want to cast Company Heroes 1. Let's see, I remember seeing a Demeter, and I sort of want to cast that game. I downloaded one. Freyr, Aura, Patron Goddess, Gaia, Thor, Amaterasu. 80, Tsukiyomi. Here we go. Let's do this one. What am I thinking? Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the bottom right side is the blue Demeter. We've got Dextio, probably butchered that name well enough. Spawn on top right side is the red Patron Goddess. We got Doze. When it comes to these major amount of gods, Demeter is the newest of the goddesses and gods. Goddess of harvest and agriculture, focused on expansion and resource gathering. Herdables improve favor generation Favor gather rate when near a temple, maximum of 10 herdables per temple. So in theory, if you find 20 goats, task them 2 temples. Maybe Curse God Power is very useful for that, but the other one's very fun as well. Let's see, buildings build faster when near close to gold mines. It's okay, nothing too crazy there. Towns and villages just spawn herdables upon age up, which is very nice for the temple bonus. Also, one village will work on farms, effectively making your farms cost half, since it supports 2 villagers, which also means easier place, means more densely packed around the town center as well, so you don't have to worry about as much land. Village centers, not town centers, have additional HP, increase attack per village and garrison. So village is a bit more usable, but still better just to go for regular town centers because of all the other advantages. Unique upgrade here, villages get additional gold and wood carrying capacity, and get a little bit of health regen upon dropping off resources. Very nice to have, just makes it a bit more resilient to raids, or subsequent raids. Wither here destroys berries, farms, trees, which is probably a good idea to go forward with your initial scout and just eat some of your opponent's berries. The patron goddess is, of course, the focus on technology. Towns and citadel centers support 5 additional population. A bit of divine shooting around your monuments, it doubles with empowerment. Also heals your units during empowerment. Technologies cost 10% less, and all are cheaper and build faster. With a bit of food trickled there with a god power to improve gold generation for a time frame. Major and minor gods. Since the patron goddess doesn't really have a big focus on certain units, it would be up to you symbol what mythological runes you want to have. You've got Nubis and Boss. The Nubites are pretty good raiding infantry. Plague Center is okay. Extra favor generation is always very nice to have, and the poison damage spearmen absolutely suck. Boss does value the Eclipse, which is a very nice god to improve your myth units. Sphinx, of course, are a decent frontline myth unit that spins to win. Villagers generally collects wood fast and chop trees quicker. Villagers get better food collection rate. Not as great with farms, but 10% for everything else, so very good. Cheap resource upgrade at 50 gold. And pair of Sphinx upgrades. So neither of them seems extremely good to me, so you probably have to start thinking about composition later on. H2 is all about your counter units in a way, so counter your opponent, whatever they're doing. The meter does provide Ares or Pawn. Ares is a pretty good god, my favorite of the 3 initial minor gods. Pestilence is a decent god power. Cyclopes are a good frontline myth unit. Early high pass is nice with additional damage. Top lights with additional divine damage. Prodromos, additional divine damage to make your counter cavalry unit even better. This is much better for Prodromos in my opinion. And Toxic additional 10% damage. So nice well-rounded god there. Pan offers a unique village unit, the Lycon, which they do consume 3 population. They do expensive favor, but they're effectively a pretty good frontline unit to protect themselves with, and of course get some healing on drop off for mythological upgrade, the Demeter's upgrade. But also it gives you another way to build villagers, albeit expensive, early on, so they're a very good early to mid game villager unit. Arcane Metals give you target area becomes a ceasefire zone. Walls reflect damage, which is nice. Lycons get summon upon village and town center, gives you a bit of rebate upon building such things, so very nice to have. And in spread they can transform at will, they get additional damage and additional speed. All that's very nice. Pan is definitely fun. Ares is strong, Pan is fun. Yeah. So, do you want to have fun or do well? The extra village account is very nice, especially when aging up initially. I think the first age up gives you additional Lycon rather than just one, gives you like a bit more, or that could have been just the campaign version of them. Guess we'll find out soon enough. Lycon are interesting. They do gather from hunts faster, so you can send them on the field and they protect themselves and fight back. But they do cost 3 populations eventually, and you eventually do want to start replacing them with regular villagers in the late game, since they are 3 population villagers. But in the early and mid game, where you don't have to worry about maximum population, They're excellent units, so they're a unit to be cycled out later on. I'm gonna fast forward to early eco phase. We do have Osberg Wagon, Caravan Speed, and Food Reduction Costs. I think this is one of the most powerful relics in the game, if I remember correctly. This relic actually spawned a little bit off the side. Black Lows, better farming. Demeter's Throne, probably good for Demeter, is on her side of the map. Your drop-off are cheaper. Not that great. It's nice to have. Probably better for Demeter than it is for the patron goddess, due to the fact that her buildings are free, for the most part. At least the buildings that get affected. Village points plus 40%. Wait, does that affect the Myth Unit one? Does this affect the Lycons? If it does, that is actually quite massive. Wow, holy goats. Rather than holy pigs. Blanket of Emperor Zoe makes your villagers more resistant to crush, and Hermes Wing Sandals improve your hero's hit points by 5%. Generally pretty nice. We do have boss and pawn. Nope, you only get the one Lycon. That was definitely the campaign where you get the 3 initial age up, which makes some good sense, since the 2 like Freyr and Demeter's campaign missions are more just introduction. Hey, here's the new god with a little bit of content. Orpheus is definitely a bit of a fun character for that, because he plays his lute and mimics the Age of Mythology thing, going do 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 do. Very fun. For one mission, they put quite a bit of flavor into him by only saying a few things and humming a few things. He has a unique aspect as well, which also improves all nearby human soldiers to have bonus for myth units as well, so gives you a nice little horde anti-myth unit. Very nice to have. Overall, for hero, he's actually relatively weak, but he's also age 2 in range, which is unique for the Greeks. No, he's age 1 and has range. You get the point. This is incomplete. He got the upgrade free Lycon, which actually, of course, gives him 2 Lycons. Did that one relic for the villager hit points? Oh, they both have 77. It does affect them. Myth unit villager, so they are classified as myth units and villager. Scout is down, not big surprise. Huh, I guess the scout also got additional bonus damage from Orpheus. But the problem is, the extra times 5 when your base damage is 1 is still not great. Be 5 damage. I think a villager still would be better against a myth unit than them. When it comes to Demeter's next age up, of course got Aphrodite, which we mentioned about pigs and the herdables. A very good combo there with Demeter. Mimi Line's a pretty good myth unit. It's a cat that screams at your opponent like any normal cat would. Villager carrying capacity and speed, which is always very nice. Extra villager favor generation, so you can get quite a bit of favor generation with Aphrodite and Demeter, comboing their favor generation, or Hestia. Hestia does improve resource collection rate in around a circle, and as self-defense, it converts nearby units. Very nice to have. I still don't really know how effective Hama Dryads are. They are, they said they hide, but I've never seen anybody use that effect to any effect. Not even passively, or really. And of course, you get additional population space with farms around town center. Only town centers, not village centers. So it's a little bit limited, but it is quite nice, which will eventually get more than the patron goddesses increase. So that's by default incredibly powerful. Got some berries here, which Demeter could destroy with the Wither. Got some delicious elephant's meat obtained. I wonder how elephant meat tastes in real life. I will try basically anything when it comes to meat. Another relic. This is Emperor's Blanket of Emperor Zoe. Buildings increase crushed armor, or reduce crush armor. Reduce crush vulnerability. That's actually the proper term for it. Right now, by default, they have 5%. Right now, they have 19, which is actually a fair amount. Do now have, how do you pronounce them? Ilos? Ilos? Unique chariot unit for the Greeks. He can switch to, let's see, good against Mythia, switches range attack, defense, flying, collects relics. I think he's just supposed to be like a fast hero. Same speed as Atlanteus, not cavalry fast. One range, a little bit longer range, which could be just because how the model is, how it reach forward. Not sure if the damage, the range actually goes from the center unit or where the actual unit is. It would surprise me it's actually from the center, technically, where the damage gets provided from. 11 damage, nothing too crazy. Yeah, he's just a little bit more of an ordinary hero that's slightly fast. Closest comparison is, of course, like I said, Atlantia. I think they put more effort in Orpheus, which makes sense, honestly. Resource-wise, it's not too crazy. Wooden gates starting to go on down. We do have Sobek being researched to give you access to laser crocodiles, which can be upgraded to pet Sobex. Thanks, Grant. Here we go. Which, of course, also provides locusts, which also can eat farms. So we got a lot of farm eating here. Laser croc, building hit points, reduce costs. Camel riders get additional hit points and health regen. Not to mention, also affects the caravans as well for the health regen. So, looks like the patron gods may be eyeing for camels. And of course, we do have Hestia queued on up. Probably, it's honestly a tough call between her and Aphrodite. I think Hestia's mythological upgrade for increased population from the farms is the most important part about her. Her god power is pretty good as well. Mythia, I still have no idea. Though, like I said beforehand, Aphrodite, of course, can give you some pigs. To wee all the way to their new home, which won't be my stomach this time. Maybe it's to the temple. Though it'll be pigs, not holy cows. Elephant being eaten. If this relic is still here, I wonder if that's actually not traversable to grab. Sobek has been summoned. Market here. Blue's going for an early market economy. It's actually not a bad idea to go for one early on just to get that going. So save you a bit of pain later on. We do now have the predatory instinct being researched, giving Lycons more damage, base damage. I wonder if they get affected by the weapon upgrades. Here's the Lycons. They don't have any advantages from collecting from farms, huntables, and herdables. They should honestly, the media project should start taking all the Lycons, just go have them on hunting parties. I wonder if maybe one way to change them up a little bit is also give them global drop-off for hunting. Just as a unique aspect. Sort of like how Atlantean citizens. There's the Dryad. 10 damage, 10 crush, 10 range. I still don't know what to really make of them. When upgraded, that line actually got added because beforehand it says, oh, hides its trees. But you have to... Beforehand, that line wasn't there when upgraded. So I always thought, like, how do you hide them when they're not upgraded? And the thing is, you couldn't. You had a misleading text. They did fix that now, which is good. So maybe they become more useful to get that upgrade, but I have no idea. We got Icarus here, which I recommend him to fly upwards towards the sun. You could also probably gaze a rock in hand-to-hand combat. The thing is, he will win because the rock has no hands, so he can't throw hands. Multiple fortresses here. Estra's Hearth, communal hearth has not been deployed in field. It wouldn't be half bad to pull it right there, improve the gold collection rate, as well as provide some good conversion bonuses. Got double farms over here. Maybe the hearth could be deployed in between here, or the town center, and the drop site. Be a good idea to start building more farms around here, because Hestia. Icarus does take a bit of damage there. As 11 damage, he's dropping rocks, which, to be fair, dropping rocks from that altitude would hurt a lot. Bit of crush and divine damage, or AoE damage as well, so very nice flying siege unit. A number of pelt has been put on field because he sees the chariot archers. The patron goddess went for an upgrade for dark waters for camel focus, but healthy number of chariot archers. So maybe just going for mid-gold stronghold units in general. She might age up to the god that can give you empowerment of a mid-gold stronghold to give double unit production. Modding the priests. Actually, the patron goddess is aging up. We do have Thoth, which is Valley Kings, which gives double production. Also, the luck grants access to some elephant upgrades. I've never really seen elephant play all too often, or really at all. Divine Labor is now being researched. Hera as well. Oh, for those, I remember initial release. Hera, Demeter got a bit of rework. Instead of going with Hephaestus, she got replaced. Hephaestus got replaced with Hera. And the Aggrieved Patronage does provide Myrodromes, the Zeus unique infantry unit. So you can get Myrodromes as playing Demeter now. Granted, it's free, Trickle, and her unique unit is still the Hera, not Hera, the Harpy. But still, you can get Hera now. Lightning Storm, which is very good. Or the Raise the Dead for, was a Prothesis, can't pronounce her name. Prothesis, I just can't pronounce her name. Locust have been summoned, trying to nibble on these Peltas. And Red just has a pretty good sized army here. Meteor's been summoned, that's a good spot to help break through this area. Hearth not been summoned. Maybe Arcane Metal be useful to help save some fortresses. This might be time for Arcadian Meadow. There's Arcadian Meadow. Range units can still fire into it, and technically melee units can still smash into it, but nothing can attack out of it. Which does give these villagers a bit of breathing room, but also means this fortress can't attack. There's the Hearth. Can it convert with Arcadian Meadow active? I don't know the range of it as well. It does improve gold collection rate. Right now, they're providing a 1.15. Is any other gold collection units there of reference? 1.6. So increase it by 0.9, which may be a 10% from the base amount. Can't remember what the base amount was. We have Prodromos here, Dark Age Prodromos. Cameras do also do bonus damage to cavalry, only ×2. Prodromos has a ×4. Of course, lower base damage. Icarus once again getting shot at. Another orifice here. And the catapults are outranging the Arcadian Metals. Here's Lightning Storm. Stalled off the Lightning Storm. Perfect time for it. Some of these guys are getting caught up in the meadow. That's what Blue was waiting for Lightning Storm. Arcane Metals last for another 23 seconds. Dark Age hip against the Campbells, not a good idea. Prodromos right now, they're still Dark Age as well, 8.8 times 5. Slow attack speed, so 6.8 times... Wait. That's Orifice, 3.5. Now 7.4. Damage is increasing. They're medium now. Medium rare. Eclipse is still available in Wither.
Λέγε.
Another Arcane Meadows. Tries to corral them. Let's keep them at bay. How expensive was that? I guess 100 favor. Blue's just trying to stall out with alternative to ceasefire, and doing well enough. More Peltas. We do have Face of the Gorgon. Increasing the maximum rage producer makes it easier to use, and not to mention allows to turn more units into stone. But this is a bit of a stall. It's been quite good stall. Somehow this town is also not built at the moment. You have farms around here. Could fit a couple more farms around here. Blue's trying to push around the flank. Blue's trying to obtain this town center. I don't think it's going to go well. This catapult will just have to throw one rock. Not that rock. That rock. Medusa turns that one of the camel riders into stone. Petra Bolts push forward. King Midas now being pulled in the field, ready to turn something to gold. Got stuck on Arcane Meadows. Petra Bolts engaging the Nigel Stronghold. Remains another 18 seconds. Petsovic does go down. Camel's being turned to stone, but you can't collect up stone in this game, only the gold from King Midas. He has quite a bit of divine damage to him. Cuts him in summon, increasing speed and damage of these Petsovic, as well as improving favor generation of the time frame. Good number of camels and chariot archers going down. We got elephants, which are classified as cavalry, so Prodromos would be a good call there. Reduce them, you want to start trying to turn them stone. Won't instantly kill them, just do severe damage. And stun them at least. Yep, elephant got turned stone. Camel got turned to gold. Gold mine, 350 gold. Another Arcane Metals there on Nigel Strongholds. No Petra Bowls to exploit that. Petra Bowls on the build queue. Prodromos on the field. Ooh, that is... Wait. Oh, 25 range is much less than I expected. Yep. Look at that. That's the radius. I forgot. I was like, wait, Patient Goddess. There's the monument. You can see her there. That's the aura. Icarus engaging the Nigel Stronghold now. That looks like some of these guys getting caught up on the Arcane Meadows. That thing is can be quite difficult to play around with. Because it also prevents your units from aggroing onto other units. Which is a bit of a problem. They just stand there passively. If they would have the ability to have so retain the ability to aggro and assault something, that'd be one thing, but in this case they don't even have that. Townsend built, another pair of Lycon there. Send the front line. Turn into some exotic doggos. They don't get affected by the copper upgrades, or by the weapon upgrades. That's good to know. Wonder if they should be affected by survival techniques. Oh, we got Mine the Gold Camel. Arcane Metals last another 20 seconds, so was able to collect some gold in the front line. That's quite humorous. Peltas, Hippus, and Prodromos being queued on up. Arcane Meadows has subsided. Red's going for this town center, maybe with some extra defense around it. Okay, there's something bugged out there. Currently, Red has 3,000 militaries on the field. I swear, I don't know what causes this sometime. Could that have been the... I have no idea. Currently, Red has 3,000 units on the field with a value of 2,600 somehow. Blue has a population of 112 on the field. That may be partially because of Lycons. Also has a number of camels, but that doesn't appear to be increasing along the camels. Camels starting to get picked on off. Pile of upgrades here and units for blue. Patron Goddess has a lot of spare population, has resources, but she's not going for anything at the moment. I'm not sure what she's eyeing. Not enough gold for another prosperity. May need to sell off some food and wood. Going for a large number of camel riders and cheered archers now. Hoplites now being summoned on in. Medusa turns that camel into stone. Champion hoplites on the field, very nice. And oh, that's a thorn wall. I thought these were cracked walls, but nope, that's thorn walls. Giving 3 damage retaliation upon attack, right? Camels are just admiring the walls. But the camels do have a bit of health regen there. If they take 3 damage per attack, it's not proportional how much damage they deal. Reflect attack 3.1, 1, 1, or 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. That seems a little bit buggy at the moment. Oh yeah, didn't Lycons when they did that one upgrade? What was some Lycons? Okay, they fixed that part there. Beforehand, Lycons had like +2 damage of all types for some odd reason. That was probably bugged in the initial version, but still. Looks like the reflect damage is sort of like that, but just a little bit of everything, I guess. I don't know why it's like that. As long as those 3 damage, it should be fine enough. Townsend does go down there. Camels have broken on through, and thanks to a little bit of health regen, they will recover. Prodromos intercepting the camel riders. They do counter each other. Camels are now 216 health. I wonder how much health the Prodromos have them on. Camels pushing way forward. 210 health versus 216 health, so effectively the same. 35 armor versus 24 armor, effectively the same. Only copper and bronze, so they're far from fully upgraded. Bronze and iron. Locust being summoned there, but that's more of an anti-farming tool or an anti-infantry tool. I think this may have been caused by the Eclipse God card, this high damage there. I have no idea at this point in time. Maybe it was from having a camel turn this gold. They're trying to repair up that fortress there. They're just building a town center there. And if you... Wait. How much population will that create? So we'll increase it by the population, or will it affect these farms? Will the media have to capture these farms to get that effect? 125. Goes up to 180. You may want to capture these farms in order to... looks like it didn't increase population, or it did. Just got +5 there. So maybe it is now. Yep, it's starting to go up. It's starting to capture the farms, I think. Maybe it takes a moment to calculate. Either way. Wasn't sure if captured or uncaptured farms get affected by it. Some stuff here. Both players are low in favor. We do have Mire drones now being summoned, as well as some more Medusa matriarchs.
Etimus.
Builds up here, which could be picked off. Pegasus does have some spotted. Medusa's getting smited by the priests. Their base damage is not high, but at least they have high attack speed. 4.1 DPS times 5 multiplier, so effectively 20. The more closer, honestly, to a soft counter than a hard counter with myth units. But they do have 22 range, is pretty good. Personally, Medusa in a 1v1 combat does 4 times less damage, so basically half the damage versus a priest, but it has quite a bit of health going with it. Priests are not super bulky. At 116 health, low armor. Red's going for another town center and also is getting powered. Got a good number of watchtowers help keep watch of this region. Icarus flew too close to the sun and gets shot down. Make sure it flew more close to the sun. What could go wrong? Town center gets interrupted. The picture goddess has plenty of gold, needs more food. Pushing over here slowly, catapults advancing. Red still has 100 or 77 villagers in the field. The meter has 114, barring of course the donkeys. Which now trading with this one, or this way. Found a better path, safer than this path. Had Sobek summon, 12 damage, 24 divine. Oh, why are those javelins going so high? Am I crazy? Yeah, some of them go. There's flatter. Why was some going so high? Was it the terrain deformation there? Stuff is just getting turned to stone. Medusa is such a good unit. That tiny bit of crush also makes it very useful to help the company when dealing with buildings. Another Icarus flying about. Gonna Peltas here. Restar class. Whoops. Research is classified as a hero, not as a range hero, so they do not receive bonus damage from Peltas. But Peltas doesn't even have any trouble versus them, since they do. It was a 4.4 versus a 5.6, so it does 52 more damage, roughly the same range. I suppose less health, but more armor. Oh, got some hoplites advancing over here with a couple of Mire drones. Does take out the catapult. Good number of Peltas here. Wonder if he. No incendiary arrows at the moment. He's trying to go for more stuff over here. More fortresses. Oh, Lycon does get converted. Right now does 30 damage. Super high attack speed of 0.75, so making its DPS 40. Good amount of melee armor. Let's see. It's affected by all these upgrades, including the monster restoration from Hera. In this state, it is a myth unit, not as villager. And the patron goddess does resign. This anger is saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see, Demeter, yep, delete that one. Let's see. Tsukiyomi versus Gaia, I think, so let's do this one. Yep, there's that bug. Greetings everyone, and right here with another Age Mythology replay. So on the bottom side as the blue Gaia, we have Terestiamon, so some sort of Digimon, I guess. Small on the north side as the red Tsukiyomi. We got Bunara, I think, or Funera. I don't know how to spell up that name either. I'm butchering all the names today. Either way, when it comes to major gods, guys, of course, focus on economic and building. Start with heroic citizens, and promotions are 25% less for villagers or citizens. Economic guilds are cheaper, technology are 35% cheaper, and can be researched age earlier. Economic buildings provide lush, and lush heals with 1 health. With the channels upgrade, turns lush into creep. And of course, Gaia Forest to summon some free forests. Tsukiyomi is the focus of technology, Shinobi, and Cavalry. Shinobi and Cavalry gets attack damage per Bushido tier. Each technology research grants more Bushido experience, which I think does exclude New Moon, but I may be mistaken. Advanced next age is 25% faster and get a free Kitsune, or free Kitsune, upon aging up. When it comes to the major and minor, for the minor gods, Tsukiyomi is more focused on Cavalry, Shinobi, and Kitsune. In Arakami, supports basically all of that, just not the infantry Shinobi part. In Arakami, provides a very powerful swampland upgrade. Wisdom 9 gives you 9-tail Kitsune, increasing the hit points and gives him more speed aura. And Shishino Bannerman improves your cavalry hit points by 10% and a bit of bonus damage to other cavalry, very nice to have. Against Contineris, that's not too uncommon fun against the Atlanteans. Ive Netsuku gives your myth units a bit of gold generation upon attack. 40% of their damage is turned into gold. Or Ame no Uzume gives you resummons myth units, very powerful there. Whirlwind Weasels. Infantry gets additional hit points, 10%, which is good for the Shinobi side. And better Miko stuff. Gaia can go for Oceanus and Leto, or more biased towards Leto, and on Tsukiyomi side, Inari Okami. Oceanus provides Carnivore, a pretty good mythological static defense. Kaladra, a pretty good flying healer. Servant, a not important, this is no naval. Weightless Maze improves your counter cavalry units there, which probably would be pretty good against Tsukiyomi, who is cavalry focused, and Shinobi. Ramel is a fanatic, get additional damage, which is also good. Fanatics are anti-cavalry. Don't worry about the bleed damage, it's pathetic. And Frontline Heroics makes your infantry promotions cheaper. Leto is also very good. Spider is a very cost-effective versus raiding cavalry, which Tsukiyomi tends to go for a lot of raiding cavalry to go along with the free Kitsune he gets per age. Automatons, which are always very fun, more defensive. More pierce armor for you human soldiers and automatons, very nice, and better oracles. There's an argument for both. Leto is good for defense, Oceanus is good for counter. When it comes to relics on the map, we got Hermes Wing Sandals, which will improve your hero's use speed by 5%. Very useful on both sides. Gambitins, Odin's Wand, your temple upgrades are 25% cheaper. Very nice for both sides. It also does reduce the favor cost as well as the other resources. Casa Dang Kang, free pigs. And Little Crow Circle, your weapon armory upgrade, so just the weapon upgrade is 50% cheaper. Very nice to have. We're gonna fast forward since the economic phase. Kitsune receives some arrows, but avoids them all. Pumbaa being obtained. Temple's been built and got some custodians. Miko's can now pick up relics. Looks like Blue finds some goats. Goats, of course, the goat. And Gaia is now aging up to Oceanus. We got Inaria Okami being researched over here. We'll be picking up the Hermes wing sandals, which may also improve the Miko speed a little bit. They are heroic civilians, villagers. 3.8. Let's see if they go faster. And it looks like this one picked up a relic as well. Oh wait, this one's picking up this relic as well. 3 pigs is always very nice. There's the free Kitsune, and of course Jorogumo. I would say just put the Jorogumo on defensive location to protect your stuff from harassment. Caladria, Heroic Oracle. No new moon yet, a lot of good targets for it. Like if you use the temple, get access to these 3 research.
Herr Joe's?
Does get a bit of a nip there. Gaia Force being summoned right there, trying to go for a bit of natural protection. Red's also put another town, so I'm going to fast forward for the time frame. Carnivore is summoned. The Miko and the Jorogumo is trying to intercept it. Townsend took some damage there, will get smited. Oh, she carries a lantern. Didn't realize she carries a lantern. Either way, Miko bringing back another relic. That will be all 4 relics for the Japanese player, for Tsukiyomi. You get a lot of extra free favor generation, not to mention all those free pass effects. The pig is probably the most important part, but the extra hero speed is very nice. Tsukiyomi could eye for Hachiman. You do have now a Rhea being put in field, which can give you access to early fanatics, which is very nice. Along with Gaia's ability to get early economic upgrades, it will minimize the need of going to age 4, having the early age 4 unit and the early economic upgrades. Just rely on the technologies. No Wisdom 9 there, so we're going to get 1 stack of the aura. Wisdom 9 is being researched mode. Does pick off some of the elk there. Fanatics will probably be a very good call against Tsukiyomi, since they're good anti-cavalry and anti-infantry. Very good generous unit, and once you get 1 palace in the field, you can build them quite quickly, since their train time is pretty quick and can be quicker with the Horns of Consecration as well. Another Kitsune being deployed in the field. There are 2 Kitsune there. Totaling, looks like 4 on the map right now. More Naginata riders on the build queue for Tsukiyomi. Town center is built. Got a man here to hide away 2 of these villagers. Another carnivore got somewhere right there in front of us. These forces heading down south. Need some a couple peltists, maybe with weightless mace and heroic fight there. They're currently dragging this Terma along with them. No watchtowers, let alone with crenellations. Nice little teleport on the other side, very nice. And teleport back. Couple peltists get some hit whacks there. Oh, Jorogumo grabs from the villagers. Couple pelters getting some damage on in. One of the Naginata riders do go down. And falling back to Miko to get these guys healed on up, which she is here. Samurai being deployed on out. Good number of idle villagers there for Tsukiyomi. He's low on food and wood, so he can't really get too many farms. Maybe a good idea to start eating some of these animals, though pigs are far from fattened because those are relic pigs. Going for some of the berries now. May want to get husbandry. Yep, husbandry is now being researched to give all the pigs and goats a husband. Paraclaudria there. Got some heroic Kelpipeltis. Oops, and I'm out of hard drive space. Oh, there goes the local recording. Yeah, well. Kelpipeltis running around. Rhea now being queued on up. Yeah, I forgot to delete some of the old replays that I've already uploaded. That'll be my bad. Got these units falling back. Got some Kelpipeltis, weightless mace being researched. Over here, Red's now advanced by 14 some of these villagers. Not enough replay. Nobody's watching. You know what? I'm just going to end the stream now. It's also